and hungry, I spend every Sunday just living good. Might do a little fishing, a little hunting on the weekend. With a bow I'll be sneaking back in the woods. A little bit crazy, every now and then maybe. Like to kick off my boots and get lazy, but I'm living good, yeah.
This episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Journal is being brought to you by Self-Reliance Outfitters, the Pathfinder School, Duluth Pack, Battle Horse Knives, Short Lane Arms, Lansky, Survival Resources, Carbon TV, and Survival Life.
From hunting to fishing to camping to survival, Self-Reliance Outfitters has the quality outdoor gear to help you and your family make the most of your next outdoor adventure. Visit us online at www.selfrelianceoutfitters.com. Outdoor gear for outdoor people.
At the Pathfinder School in Southeast Ohio, we train hundreds of people each year in short-term emergency survival, emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and sustainability. We train individuals, families, and groups with low instructor-to-student ratios to guarantee the best possible training environment for your money. To join us for an upcoming class, please visit our website at thepathfinderschoolllc.com.
Duluth Pack, handcrafted in Duluth, Minnesota since 1882. True outdoorsmen like Dave Canterbury have been using our canvas and leather products for over 130 years. Our American-made, time-tested craftsmanship makes Duluth Pack the only gear you'll need for your next adventure. Hunting, fishing, bushcrafting, camping, canoeing, business gear, backpacks, all this and more at duluthpack.com.
Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with the Pathfinder School. Welcome to another episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Journal. What I'd like to discuss with you today are the basics of bow fishing. And bow fishing is a very popular sport today, but at the same time it can be a very expensive sport to get into if you're trying to buy the latest and greatest of bow fishing equipment. Compound bows with lots of different types, reel systems and things of that nature, expensive boats with lighting to get out there, airboat type configurations. Those are all very expensive ways to bow fish. What I'd like to do today is get back to the old school of bow fishing a little bit and discuss with you the basic elements that you can pick up very inexpensively to bow fish and to get into bow fishing. And then we'll go out and we'll do a little bow fishing on a more expensive type boat, but still using traditional type gear to bow fish with, so that it's more of a low budget bow fishing video. And we'll talk about that as we get started today. Stay with me. So let's first discuss the equipment that one needs to get into bow fishing. What do I have to have in order to bow fish? Well, I need a bow and an arrow and some type of a system to let line go away from my bow, attach to the arrow, and bring it back. It's a pretty simple system. If you look at it in its most simplistic form, any fiberglass bow that's at least 35-pound draw, and you can find lots and lots of these older fiberglass type bows at flea markets, yard sales, estate sales, eBay, places like that, fairly inexpensively. This one is a Ben Pearson recurve, and it is 45-pound draw. So it's a very inexpensive bow. I think this bow cost about $25 when I picked it up. I put some no glove on here for better hold with my fingers so I don't have to wear any type of glove when I'm bow fishing. I have a reel wrap on here, which is basically just a gadget attachment that will wrap around the bow so I don't have to have a stabilizer mount. And then I can plug this inexpensive bow fishing reel into the front. And I need a fishing arrow, and a fishing arrow is probably going to be one of your most expensive purchases in a configuration like this, because the arrow itself is about 20-25 bucks, and that's what I've got in this whole bow. And I probably have less than 20 bucks in this reel, and probably 15 bucks in this attachment device. So with a system like this, I am ready to bow fish for well under $100. And I can bow fish from the bank, I can bow fish from a small boat like this. I can bow fish anywhere I desire pretty much, very inexpensively. I can bow fish from a canoe, I can bow fish from a kayak. I can bow fish from the shore, I can bow fish while I'm waiting. I can use a little bit better boat like this boat, this pond prowler type boat that you can stand up in, or I can get as expensive as I want to with some type of fancy airboat system for bow fishing. But if I'm trying to do this inexpensively, I'm just getting started in the sport, I want to learn a little bit about it before I spend the money, or just want to go out and have a good time with the kids on a Saturday morning, this is a really, really simple and effective setup for anybody, like I said, for well under $100. So let's discuss for a minute the basics of this bow fishing setup. Get a little bit closer view of the bow, the reel setup, the arrow itself. There's a couple things you need to look at with this thing to understand exactly how it works. Once you get the thing set up, it's just like any other bow. It's as simple as point and shoot with traditional archery, no sights involved. The mechanics are exactly the same as traditional archery for hunting deer, except you're hunting fish. Now there's a little bit difference in aim points as far as, you know, the refraction in the water and where the fish lies, depending on how deep the water is and the angle that you have. But that's no different than hunting from a tree stand. You have to adjust for angles in that as well. And you'll get used to that in bow fishing. So let's stop for a minute and talk about the setup of a bow fishing bow and the mechanics of doing that. All right, so as we discussed, this particular bow is a Ben Pearson 45-pound recurve complete fiberglass bow. And these were very popular back in the 50s and 60s. This one was probably made sometime in the 1960s. They don't make these bows anymore in solid fiberglass, but you can still find them lots and lots of places on sale. I've added no glove, which is basically two rubber pieces that go on your string to knock your arrow between, so that if you're using a 3-finger hold like this, you don't have to wear a glove. Very good around water and things like that where things get slippery, because this rubber gives you good grip even if it's damp. So that's a good system. These things aren't very expensive, less than 10 bucks. Any string that you'd normally use on your bow for hunting will work for bow fishing. Now, we have a bow fishing reel, and that bow fishing reel is screwed on to the front of this bow just like you would screw it into the stabilizer of a normal recurve or compound bow. So that thread pattern or that bolt on the back of this is exactly the same pattern and size and thread configuration as the one you have on your bow already if you have a bow like that. And it screws in there fairly deep to hold it on there. And the precedence behind the bow fishing reel itself is that you can wind your string around the reel. It has a clip on the top that you can clip that string into, and when the arrow is shot, it pulls string off of this reel. You can then wind it back up once you've retrieved your fish for your next shot. It's a very, very simple concept. There's some really good videos on YouTube about how to make a bow fishing type reel out of a soda bottle that also becomes a float. If you put a lot of line on it and you're shooting bigger fish, gar, gator, things like that, that might take you for a run, this thing will actually come off, a soda bottle will actually come off the front of your bow and be used as a float to go track that fish. But these work very well, and they're right at about 20 bucks. I think this is a Cajun archery model if I remember right. So that's the precedence of that reel. It just needs to be something you can wind string around. That string will come off of very easily when the arrow is shot. Okay, let's talk about the slide lock system, and this is very important for safety that you have this. And this slide lock system basically employs a stop that's screwed into your arrow with a slider that's connected to the string going to your bow fishing reel. And this slide goes all the way to the front of the arrow so that it's never in back or behind the bow or behind the arrow rest. And when the arrow is shot, this slide slides down the arrow to the stop as it leaves your bow and pulls line off the reel. That's a very, very important thing for safety, to have this slide lock type system on your fishing arrow. Now, the tip of this is a fishing tip that's made to be able to remove it from the fish without removing the tip. These are not very expensive and they're easy to find. I think this one is a Muzzy. You basically just unscrew the tip a couple of turns and it allows these barbs to move forward so that you can pull it out of the fish. Then you turn it back and tighten it back up with a couple of turns, and the barbs are solid and can't move again, so that when it goes through the fish you get the hold that you need. Like I said, this bow fishing arrow is going to be one of the most expensive investments of the whole process, being about $20 or $25 with the slide lock system on it. So let's take a look at this utility adapter, or this gadget adapter. Basically it has a solid piece of ABS here, a solid piece of molded material that has the thread pattern in it to accept stabilizer type attachments like your bow fishing reel. And then it just has a series of 2 rubber straps so that you can strap it onto the limbs of your bow wherever you need to, and just wind it around, and that rubber gives it really good grip, and you just wind it around as tight as you want it, and then drop the metal peg through a hole just like that, and it stabilizes it on your bow. Very easy to take on and off, very easy to utilize, and these are about 20 bucks. This is another type fishing reel that I purchased at a sale, and they don't make these anymore. This is called the Fleet reel, and it's a plastic, smaller diameter fishing reel that basically has 2 tabs coming off of it so that you can attach it to the front of your bow limb with some type of electrical tape or a zip tie or something like that. And it gives you a very lightweight fishing reel that you could very easily pack in a backpack if you wanted to use it for bow fishing on a camping trip or something like that, with a takedown bow. Again, it's very lightweight and it holds plenty of line for bow fishing off the bank and things like that. Battle Horse knives are heirloom quality knives, built for the outdoorsman by outdoorsmen. With years of experience, Battle Horse makes the best quality knives on the market today and stand behind their knives with a 100% lifetime guarantee. From the PLSK Scout to the Trapline Companion to the Nesmic and everything in between, Battle Horse can make a knife to fit your needs. Whether I'm hunting, fishing, trapping, or just recreational camping, a Battle Horse knife is always on my side. And short lane arms with sub-caliber adapters, they make your single shot 12-gauge shotgun a one and done for your hunting arsenal. With everything from rimfire cartridges in 22 long rifle to 17 HMR, to center fire pistol cartridges in 38 caliber to 45 ACP. The greatest versatility with the short lane arm sub-caliber adapter is in the 8-inch rifle adapter models. You can match your sidearm to your 12-gauge shotgun with an 8-inch rifle adapter to make it even more versatile than a shotgun alone.
Hi, I'm John McCann from Survival Resources. We specialize in custom survival kits, all the components necessary to build your own survival kit, and emergency preparedness products. Check us out at survivalresources.com.
Let's talk about bow fishing line for a minute. They sell specific line for bow fishing, and this is a high visibility, like a 300-pound test line that's made for bow fishing. You can get this in multiple colors of high vis orange, high vis green. I've seen it in pink and I've seen it in white. This stuff is not that expensive for as long as it's going to last, and you're going to get more on a reel like this than you can put on your bow anyway if you're using the type reels that we're talking about. If you're using a hand crank type reel, one of the AMS type reels or something like that, for bow fishing you may use the entire roll, but for the type of attachments we're looking at, you're not going to. Okay, so back to talking about bows again. This should be a very familiar looking bow to a lot of people. This is a Ben Pearson Superjet. This one is 45-pound draw. It still has a lot of the flashing on the rubber handle here, which tells me it's probably never been used. I bought this bow at a flea market for $20. And it's a 45-pound bow, solid fiberglass, fantastic for bow fishing, fantastic beginner's archery type bow. You're never going to tear this thing up or destroy it. It's ambidextrous for left or right-handed shooting. Solid rubber grip. $20, you're in business for hunting or fishing. All right, so now that we've discussed the very simple equipment that it takes to bow fish, let's take a trip down to Zapata, Texas, to Lake Falcon. My brother and I went down there to actually bow fish for large alligator gar. The lake is famous for giant alligator gar. Unfortunately, the weather was not very cooperative with us. We didn't see very many gar. We only saw a few of them rolling the surface from quite a distance away. My brother had a shot at a small one, put an arrow in it, and it pulled off the arrow because we couldn't get a second arrow into it fast enough. But we did shoot a few fish. We had a great time. Stay with us, and we're going to head to Texas now.
Hey, I'm country, backwoods and hungry. I spend every Sunday just living good. Might do a little fishing, a little hunting on the weekend. With a bow I'll be sneaking back in the woods. A little bit crazy, every now and then maybe. Like to kick off my boots and get lazy, but I'm living good, yeah. Hey, I'm living good. Just a redneck Robin Hood. Hey, I'm living good. Back in the woods. Less than a mile or so to the end of the dirt road. There's a place us country folk go to have a good time, yeah. Keg of beer and a bonfire, locking hubs on a mud tire, jumping rabbits through the barbed wire by the moonshine still. Down by the river bend, living life like it should have been, praying these days won't ever end, 'cause we're living good, yeah. Hey, we're living good. A bunch of redneck Robin Hoods. Bunch of redneck Robin Hoods. Hey, we're living good. Back in the woods. Back in the woods. Back in the woods.
This week's survival tip on Pathfinder Outdoor Journal is brought to you by Carbon TV. Afternoon guys, Dave Canterbury with the Pathfinder School. What I thought I'd do today was, I've had a lot of questions about this Jeff White bush knife. asking me to do reviews on the knife, things like that. And up until now, I haven't done a review on this knife. We've had this knife in stock for quite a while. I've been carrying it for quite a while. And I've kind of been letting it sell on its own merit, from the reviews on the website as well as reviews and testimonials from people on the web. But I thought I would go ahead today and shoot a review. The weather's been kind of foul. It's been raining for the last 12 to 14 hours, on and off, pretty heavy. We got more rain coming in today. I thought maybe I'd go ahead and use this to process a fire today. It's a really, really good design knife, and it's quickly becoming my go-to blade. So I thought I'd introduce that to you today. We'll talk about the specs real quick, and then we'll do some work with this knife as well. Get us a wet weather fire started out here today at the Pathfinder School. Stay with me, guys. You've got a 3/16 inch thick, heavy duty blade that you can use for any task that you would need it to be used for. A lot of people talk about the one tool option, and the one tool option really just means that in an emergency, is that knife going to do everything I need it to do if I don't have an axe or a saw? And I think that this knife would qualify as a good one tool option. You've got a blade length that's 5 inches or better. You're 3/16 inch thick. It's high carbon steel. It has a sharp 90-degree edge on it for striking a ferrocerium rod. And it has no coating on it, so that you can drive sparks off the back of your blade in an emergency for a backup fire starting device. Okay, so let's first talk about the specs on this knife. This is 1095 high carbon steel. It's about 10.5 inches overall length. It's got 6 inches of cutting surface. It's got a nice area here to choke up on the blade for fine carving. It's got a hammered finish on it and a bit of a convex grind. Curly maple handles. We have two models of this knife. One is in the hammered finish, one is in bead blast. The hammered finish comes with the curly maple. The bead blast finish comes with a cherry handle on it. It comes with a really nice Robert Jones sheath that has the Pathfinder logo on it. Just a standard bushcraft style hand sewn leather sheath. Fits the knife really, really well. I believe the one on our website comes with a ferro rod loop. My personal one does not have a ferro rod loop on it. If I have to use this knife to baton through some type of wet or marginal material, it doesn't bother me in the least to do that. I may have to get to the drier insides of the wood, especially in a wet weather environment. And this is oak. This is not some softwood. I see a lot of guys batoning and carving woods that are soft woods. That doesn't tell me anything about a knife, because if your knife can't carve or butcher softwood, you really got a problem. But if you can split oak and hickory and things like that, especially when it's wet with that knife, with no problem, then you got something. And in a wet weather environment, being able to break into wood to get to the dry center can be a critical task that your knife may have to perform. And you want to be sure that your blade is capable of that. Just by carving off the outsides of this, I have a nice dry hardwood center here. Now I can process this down further to make my kindling for my fire. And this stuff will catch flame readily. Not as readily as a softwood would catch flame, but sometimes you got to use what you got. And if this is what I got, then this is what I'm going to use. Again, guys, this is not poplar and this is not pine. This is oak. It's a very hard, dense wood, and it's damp on top of that, at least on the outside. And we are going to use the inner part of this tree, the heartwood, which has a lot of fibers in it. We're going to process those fibers down with the back of our knife like this to go along with the shavings that we made. And this is where our combustibility is going to come from with our ferrocerium rod. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed this video today on simple setups for bow fishing. I hope you enjoyed our trip with us down to Zapata, Texas to bow fish for gar. Even though we only ended up shooting a few carp, we had a great time doing it, and you can have a great time too. Just get your kids outdoors. I'm Dave Canterbury with Pathfinder Outdoor Journal. I hope to see you on another episode next week. God bless you, and again, take a kid outside.